A very good evening to you. This is Prime TV News. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Japanese support to coastal security in Sri Lanka. First Special High Court commenced. First Ramdoli Perahara of Kandy will parade tonight. An investigation on the Valikada incident. And in headlines overseas, death toll of Kerala flooding exceeds 400. And now we move on to the news in detail. Japan and Sri Lanka have drawn attention to further strengthening the maritime security cooperation between the two nations. This was disclosed during the meeting between Japanese Minister of Defence Itsunori Onodera, who is on a two-day official visit to Sri Lanka, and President Maithripala Sirisena, held at the Presidential Secretariat today. During the meeting, it was also reviewed the progress of the implementation of the agreements entered during President Sirisena's recent visit to Japan, and further discussed the ways to develop defence cooperation between the two countries while expanding the relationship between Japan and Sri Lanka. The visiting Japanese defense minister called on Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe as well. The meeting took place at Temple Trees. The two parties highlighted the importance of strengthening defense ties between the two nations. Premier Wickremesinghe said that Sri Lanka expects Japanese support for port development. The Japanese defense minister remembered former President J.R. Jayawardena's San Francisco lecture that was instrumental changed the course of Japan's history. The Japanese defense minister remembered former President J.R. Jayawardena's San Francisco lecture that was instrumental in changing the course of Japan's history. State Minister Ruwan Vijayawardena, Japanese ambassador in Sri Lanka, Kenichi Suginuma, and key officials were present in the meeting. The visiting Japanese defense minister also paid floral tribute to the Second World War Heroes Monument at the Vihara Mahadevi Park. Meanwhile, ship Ekasuchi belonged to Japan arrived at the Trincomalee port yesterday. It was received by Deputy Commander of Navy in the Eastern Province, Namdana Jayaratna. The very first Special High Court commenced today. The Special High Court is dedicated to hear cases pertaining to serious financial crimes and frauds. The new Special High Court commenced under the patronage of Minister of Justice Thalatha Attukorala. The court was officially assigned to the Judicial Services Commission by the Ministry of Justice, and hereafter it will be subjected to the realm of the Chief Justice. The Judicature Amendment Act to set up a Special High Court to hear cases relating to serious financial crimes and frauds was passed in Parliament on the 9th of May. The Speaker endorsed the ratification on the 18th of May. High Court judges Sampath Abekon, Sampath Wijeratna and Champa Janaki Rajaratna will be the three-member bench of the first Special High Court. According to Minister Thalatha Attukorala, the newly set-up court will be the Special High Court No. 1. The new court is empowered to hear offences coming under the Penal Code. Accordingly, the Special High Court will take up cases relating to bribery and corruption, financial crimes, money laundering, financing terrorism, organized crimes, and misappropriation of public property. Investigations conducted by the authorities have unspooled a complete range of corrupt cases connected with the previous Rajapaksa regime. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who happens to be the defense secretary of the previous regime, has been accused for corrupt deals including MiG aircraft purchasing, T.A. Rajapaksa Museum construction, and avant-garde floating armory. Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa has also been charged over the misuse of public funds of the Divinaguma program. Basil Rajapaksa's wife, Pushpa Rajapaksa, is accused for obtaining money from a Chinese company illegally. Former President's Chief of Staff and former Managing Director of the Insurance Corporation are also alleged for misappropriating more than 4 billion rupees of the public coffers. Accordingly, the first case connected with the financial crimes will be taken up against former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's Chief of Staff Gamini Senarap and 4 others on the 24th of this month before the newly set up special court. Notices have been issued to Gamini Senarap, former Managing Director of the Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation, Piyadasa Kudabalage, former Samurdi Commissioner Neil Bandara Hapohinna and Lasantha Bandara to appear before the Special High Court on the 24th. First Randoli Perahera of the historical Asala Festival of Kandy will parade the streets tonight. The Perahera will parade sequent to the completion of the Kumbal Perahera that took place during the last 5 days. A large number of people flocked to witness the Perahera during the last few days. The Randoli Perahera will also parade for 5 days. Diyavadana Nilame of the Sacred Dalada Maligava, Pradeep Nilangadala, says all arrangements have been finalized to hold the captivating event. The final Randoli Perahera will be held on the 25th of this month. ITN has taken measures to telecast the Perahera live. The live broadcast will be brought by ITN in collaboration with the media unit of the Dalada Maligava for the convenience of people worldwide who appreciate the Perahera. Media spokesman of the Prisons Department, Tushara Uppuldeniya, states that the tense situation at the Valikada prison has returned to normalcy. Tushara Uppuldeniya said that further investigations are being conducted in this regard. Around 50 female inmates were arrested following a tense situation that occurred consequent to a protest staged by them at the Valikada prison. The female inmates staged the protest for the second time yesterday. They were protesting against transferring them to different places in the prison. Our correspondents reported that the group of female inmates were brought to other prisons by prison buses. Minister Tharathathu Korala said that the ministry would not hesitate to take legal action against the inmates, though they continue to protest. Associations of trishaw owners have hailed Minister of Finance and Mass Media Mangala Samaravira for taking measures to set up a commission to solve problems pertaining to trishaw taxis. Addressing a media briefing in Colombo, Minister Samaravira stated that the government is ready to set up a new commission to solve the problems of trishaw taxis. The National Three-Wheelers Association held a discussion with Minister Mangala Samaravira recently. Chairman of the association, Sunil Jayawardena, appreciated the minister's commitment to regulate their industry. The second phase of the Wayamba Canal project and 2,400 rural tanks reconstruction initiative will commence on the 24th of this month under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The initiative is underway to ensure water need of the people in the Wayamba area. Addressing a media briefing held in Colombo, Minister Gamini Jayavikrama Pereira said that the government invests 230 billion rupees in this project. Construction work of the first phase of the Wayamba Canal extending to 5.25 kilometers is nearing completion. According to the minister, water of Nalanda tank will be brought to the Wemadilla reservoir by the canal and will be provided to the people through the irrigation system. The farming communities in the Wayamba province are in a dire need of enough water to continue their agriculture in both Yala and Maha seasons. Plenty of people in Wayamba have also been caught up with chronic kidney diseases due to the lack of clean water. The new initiative will provide both irrigation water and clean drinking water for the people. The second phase of the Wayamba Canal will commence from the Neelagama area and will bring water to Polpitigama. Still on local news, it was revealed before the Presidential Commission on inquiring alleged discrepancies of Sri Lankan Airlines, Sri Lankan Catering and Mihin Lanka that corruption took place when appointing dealers for Sri Lankan Airlines during the past government. While giving evidence before the Presidential Commission today, Secretary on Industrial Relations of the Sri Lankan Airlines, Shiromi Kure, revealed the information. She pointed out that former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Weeratunga, had recommended a company called Sri Lanka Limited as a dealer for Sri Lankan Airlines. She highlighted that no proper procedures were followed when appointing the said dealer. She also noted that at least no newspaper advertisement was published in this connection. Shiromi Kure said that the measures taken by the then administration to appointing the dealer violated rules and regulations. She also pointed out that former Chief Executive Officer of the Sri Lankan Airlines, Kapila Chandrasena, approved appointment of the Sri Lanka Limited. An inspector of police and 2 constables have been arrested in connection with a robbery. The arrest was made by a group of STF personnel. The 3 suspected police officers are attached to the Panadura Valana Central Anti-Vice Squad. The arrested culprits have been handed over to the Organised Crimes Prevention Division of Police. They are to be produced before the Kalutara Magistrates Court today. The Motor Traffic Department and police have litigated 89 vehicles for not complying with the standards stipulated by the authorities. The vehicles were identified at an inspection conducted at the Balumahara area in Miriswatta yesterday. Meanwhile, officers attached to the Katakastigilia Wildlife Office have apprehended 3 suspects who transported timber without proper permission. The suspects were arrested following a 3-day raid. The driver of the lorry that transported timber had escaped from the police. Parliamentarian Anura Kumara Disanayake says Mahinda Rajapaksa could have forgotten abductions of journalist Keith Noya because a large number of abductions occurred during the past regime. Anura Kumara Disanayake was speaking at a public meeting at the Kaltukurunda area. The Criminal Investigations Department questioned former President Mahinda Rajapaksa over the abduction and assaulting of former deputy editor of the Nation newspaper, Keith Noya, during the past regime. Senior State Counsel Lakmini Girihagama, who appeared on behalf of the Attorney General, told the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court that Mahinda Rajapaksa stated he cannot remember the said incident. The State Council noted that it is an impediment to the ongoing judicial process if witnesses say they do not remember the incident. Mount Lavinia Magistrate Lochana Vikrama said that the Criminal Investigations Department should commence a separate investigation pertaining to forgetfulness of the witnesses. If a request from the complainants to question former President Mahinda Rajapaksa would be confirmed in court, the former president will have to compulsorily appear before the court. According to the legal experts, if the former president would declare the same stance of his forgetfulness before the court, it will be a big disadvantage to him. The legal experts say such claims can be easily proved that the witness tries to mislead the court. It is stated that it is not easy to mislead the court, though it would be possible with the Criminal Investigations Department. Another step of Vavili Savia program was held in the Polonnarava area under the patronage of State Minister Vasantha Senanayake. Under the initiative, low-income families will be provided coconut saplings free of charge. The initiative is carried out by the Ministry of Plantation. The people of Polonnarava were provided coconut saplings under the new Coconut Triangle initiative envisaged by the government covering the northern part of the island. The Vavili Savia program carries out several more programs island-wide to uplift the plantation sector and rural economy. The first mango export zone commenced in Ambalipitia. The initiative is being carried out under the Pohasat Ratak 2025 island-wide program. The inauguration program of the Mango Export Zone commenced at the Bodhiraja Dharmayatana in Ambalipitia under the patronage of Minister Dayagamage. Low-income people in 40 Grama Seva divisions were given mango saplings. Under the initiative, it is planned to plant 60,000 mango saplings in Ambalipitia. Minister Daya Gamage said that the mango harvest will be stored at the storages belonging to the Paddy Purchasing Board of the Ambalipitia. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. For more information, you can log on to www.itnews.lk. I'm Umayangi Vijay Surya signing off for Prime TV News. Good night.